18 ट्रिलियन टोकन्स का इस्तेमाल किया है. जस्ट टू गिव यू सेंस व्हाट दैट मीन्स, इट इज रफली एज मच टेक्स्ट as is there in 1,000 crore books.
AI models are getting so powerful so quickly. I feel positive that in India now we have an ecosystem.
Let's build these systems for real.
IIT Bombay gave me this builder bug. Right? I understood that we have to build stuff, right? And understood things formally in my PhD, right? But there's always the underlying thing कि we need to do something for the country.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने आप जैसे लीडिंग AI बिल्डर्स को बुलाया and there was a round table that happened. तो क्या हुआ उस राउंड टेबल में? आई एम एक्साइटेड टू नो.
वो बोल रहे थे कि इंडिया हमेशा अडॉप्ट करती है सब चीज़, राइट? इंडियंस डोंट हैव अ फियर ऑफ AI, राइट? Which means that India will adopt technology and move positively forward. So we should build with speed for the country.
Super.
Right? He was also talking about कि इंडिया में कितनी विविधता है. Languages are different, the customs are different, but there's an underlying unity in it, right? And how with AI we can both optimize for the differences, every language should be projected, but ensure that the commonality comes out. We have built things like UPI. We have built things like Aadhaar, which have been technological marvels at reasonable scale because the government invested in key foundations.
Absolutely.
And then let other people innovate. I see that India has an opportunity कि AI में भी हम यही करें.
ये ऑल्सो दिस वाज द टाइम व्हेन एलेक्स नेट आया. तो ये एलेक्स नेट क्या था और उसका क्या रोल रहा है इन टुडेज AI?
भारतीय सरकार का मेटी के अंडर देयर इज अ प्रोजेक्ट कॉल्ड भाषिनी जो बहुत सालों से चल रहा है. एंड इट इज इंटेंशन इज टू बिल्ड AI फॉर इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस.
इंजीनियर्स आपको देख रहे होंगे एंड दे वुड बी एक्साइटेड अबाउट दिस AI वर्ल्ड. तो आपके एक दो क्या टिप्स होंगे? आपको क्या लगता है AI मेरी और आपकी नौकरी खा जाएगा? AI का फ्यूचर कैसा होने वाला है? अच्छा, अगर मैं AI का स्टार्टअप शुरू करूं तो हाउ शुड आई स्टार्ट? अगर मैं एक इंजीनियर हूं एंड इस वक्त मैं AI का सोच रहा हूं एंड आई एम स्टार्टिंग ऑफ, तो मेरे को किन स्किल सेट्स पे काम करना चाहिए? देखिए, इन सवालों का जवाब मेरे पास नहीं है, लेकिन the guest today on the GDP podcast should be able to answer these and many more of such questions because he's on the forefront of India's AI revolution. He's the man who's driving the Indic LLM movement, co-founder of Sarvam AI, Pratyush Kumar on the GDP podcast. प्रत्युष, वेलकम टू द GDP पॉडकास्ट. नमस्ते. इस वक्त AI को लेकर इतनी एक्साइटमेंट है और इस एक्साइटमेंट को बढ़ा दी वो हमने एक ट्वीट देखा जिसमें माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने आप जैसे लीडिंग AI बिल्डर्स को बुलाया एंड देयर वाज अ राउंड टेबल दैट हैपेंड. तो क्या हुआ उस राउंड टेबल में? आई एम एक्साइटेड टू नो.
थैंक्स फॉर इनवाइटिंग टू द पॉडकास्ट. हाँ, हम प्राइम मिनिस्टर से मिले. वो ऑलमोस्ट 1.5 घंटा हमारे साथ टाइम स्पेंड किए.
अच्छा.
ये एक ग्रुप था जो इंडिया में AI मॉडल्स बना रहा है एंड हिज इनसाइट्स फ्रॉम हिज ओन जो बोलते हैं निजी जीवन से जो इनसाइट्स थे दैट आर स्ट्राइकिंग एंड वेरी इंस्पायरिंग. यस,
थोड़ा बताइए.
सो फर्स्टली उन्होंने बताया कि देखिए AI का तो आम आदमी ने ऑलरेडी इम्पोर्टेंस समझ लिया है. ऑल ऑफ अस आर यूजिंग वैरायटी ऑफ AI टूल्स. तो सरकार को, ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को और बड़े पैमाने में AI को यूज़ करना है एंड यू नीड टू मेक दैट चेंज हैपन. ही वाज आल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट कि इंडिया में कितनी विविधता है. लैंग्वेजेस आर डिफरेंट, द कस्टम्स आर डिफरेंट, बट देयर इज एन अंडरलाइंग यूनिटी इन इट, राइट? एंड हाउ विद AI वी कैन बोथ optimize for the differences, every language should be projected, but ensure that the commonality comes out, right?
Interesting.
That kind of insight he had. He also said that this is India's moment. हमें ये लेना है. We have to succeed in a big way in an area which is clearly an important area. Just अगले महीने Impact Summit हो रहे वाला इंडिया में. बहुत important event है.
बिल्कुल.
और उनका ये insight था कि geopolitically ये 2-3 एडिशन में ये इम्पैक्ट समिट इतना इम्पोर्टेंट हो गया है. इट इज़ बिकॉज एवरी फील्ड ऑफ सोसाइटी, including the leaders, influencers, they see the importance of AI. So it was a very inspiring interaction with him, to meet him personally, to have some
आप
time.
पहली बार मिले उनसे?
हाँ, पहली बार उनसे मिले, and it was a very inspiring and very thoughtful discussion, rather than something just for, let us say, showbazi. Right? It was actually something that gave us insights to take away.
और आप लोगों ने क्या किया उसमें? Were you presenting something?
हाँ, तो हम सब ने प्रेजेंट किया कि what exactly are we building, what do we feel India's position should be, and then heard his feedback on that.
Okay.
So it was an interaction in that
तो
sense.
आपके हिसाब से वो 3-4 क्या टेकअवेज होंगे आफ्टर दैट राउंड टेबल?
See, the first thing is, इंडिया में उन्होंने बताया कि इंडिया इज़ वेरी टेक्नो ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, राइट. मैं अपने शब्दों में बोल रहा हूँ, वो बोल रहे थे कि इंडिया हमेशा अडॉप्ट करती है सब चीज़, राइट. Indians don't have a fear of AI, right? Which means that India will adopt technology and move positively forward. So we should build with speed for the country.
Super.
Right? दूसरा है कि ये भारत में अभी ताकत है, right? And different people see India in different ways by their respective parameters. But internally हमें पता है कि इंडिया में शक्ति है, right? And given that AI is such a field of play, we have to win this.
Yeah,
As simple as that, right? We are not going to play second fiddle to anybody, right? And the third thing, as I said, right, he stressed on the culture and how technology essentially should enrich the cultural aspects, which are so deep in the country. It is both ways, right? You can use technology to improve how languages are accessed and so on, and then learn from the languages and improve the technology, right? So make almost India and India's usage of AI a global benchmark is what his input.
तो जो हमारी यूनिकनेस है, यू नो, फ्रॉम द अदर कंट्रीज एआई मूवमेंट्स, हमारी मूवमेंट कैसे यूनिक होने वाली है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
नहीं, इसमें 2-3 विषय बोल सकता हूँ. One is that, as I said, India is both culturally a fairly resilient civilization. We've always adopted things,
Yes.
ideas as it came, right?
Bilkul.
And AI in that sense is not really causing that much concern. I mean, it will lead to changes. Changes are inevitable. But I think India is a techno-optimist. India is willing to adopt.
और बहुत जल्दी हम पिवट कर जाएंगे.
कर लेते हैं, हम लोग कर लेते हैं. So I think that is one thing, because there was some survey, I don't recall the exact source, I think a year back, where people surveyed people about how do they feel about India, about AI. And India was the most positive. Many countries were negative about AI, right? So I think that is the first thing. We are a young country. We are an old civilization. We can adopt this technology, right? As opposed to some countries which might feel, hey, I have a moat, I have a cultural way of doing, I have a economic advantage, I will lose it with AI.
Yes,
right?
yes,
We are looking to win right now, right? The second is, we have built things like UPI. We have built things like Aadhaar, which have been technological marvels at reasonable scale, right?
Yeah.
They are working, they do very well. In fact, the most successful payments, most successful identity platforms, because the government invested in key foundations.
Absolutely.
And then let other people innovate, right? There are different payment applications, but the rails of payments are built in a way it is interoperable, open, standardized, and so on, right? I see that India has an opportunity कि AI में भी हम यही करें, right? AI एक infrastructure बन जाएगा, which many people would like to access, right? Instead of us and there will be, let us say, applications that people would use because they like it. But AI will be almost like an infrastructure that every citizen would need. Just like we need access to identity, payments, right? Other aspects that are part of this, right? So how do you make AI a digital public infrastructure? Can we have open models? Can we have infrastructure which is created, which allows easy access to this, plus innovation on top? I feel that decomposition would be something interesting that India can do.
Yeah, I think this is very exciting, and I think it kind of motivates me to think about the future, because I think we are very well placed. तो चूंकि यू आर फ्रॉम द वर्ल्ड ऑफ एआई, एक काम करें, थोड़ा आपकी लाइफ जर्नी समझते हैं, और आपकी लाइफ में एआई की एंट्री कैसे कैसे हुई वो समझते हैं, और थोड़ा सिंपल टर्म्स में समझते हैं कि ये क्या कॉन्सेप्ट्स थे, ये क्या आर्किटेक्चर था, ये क्या मॉडल थे, वो आपसे मैं पूछता चला जाऊँ.
Definitely.
तो शुरुआत करते हैं आपकी बचपन की. कहाँ जन्म हुआ, कैसा परिवार था, थोड़ा वो बताइए।
नहीं, मैं उड़ीसा का हूँ. दिस इज वेस्टर्न उड़ीसा, संबलपुर.
अच्छा.
It's famous for Hirakud Dam.
Yeah.
It's one of the largest, I think the largest earthen dam. It's actually still a technological marvel. लेकिन मैं चेन्नई में most of my schooling was happening because my dad got transferred. He was in a bank, so I grew up in Chennai. So I speak good Odia and good Tamil. Okay, it's always a debate: is my Tamil better or Odia better?
क्योंकि मैं आपकी वीडियो देख रहा था, मैं सोच रहा था ये बंदा साउथ इंडियन है, ये बंदा नॉर्थ इंडियन है. आई वाज गेटिंग अ बिट कंफ्यूज. सो सुपर, बहुत बढ़िया, यू वेरी वेल प्लेस्ड कल्चरली. ऑसम. हाँ जी.
Right. Yeah.
तो कैसा रहा? हाउ वर दोस अर्ली डेज? आप कैसे थे एज अ स्टूडेंट? वर यू ऑलवेज इंटरेस्टेड इन टेक्नोलॉजी? वर यू अ बिल्डर?
Yeah, I mean, often people recount very early day life events when they were builders. In my case, not really, right? See, I was a decent student. मैं केंद्रीय विद्यालय में पढ़ा चेन्नई में. It was a good melting pot. तमिलनाडु में हिंदी में पढ़ा मैं, right? It's तमिल भी सीख रहे हो, हिंदी भी सीख रहे हो, हिंदी में बात कर रहे हो, and so on. I think not a very remarkable story, but the focus in the family was always that education is important. In fact, तभी से उन्होंने सोच लिया था कि कभी प्रोफेसर बन जाना, right? That kind of a family, right? And we were very focused on learning what we were learning well and so on. And but because we were living outside our state, we would often travel back home, गाँव जाते थे. So we saw that side of life as well, which sometimes I feel that it's important to know. I mean, at least I feel after my generation, with the next generation, actually we seeing Indian villages often, right? So we spend time in villages and so on. So it was a good middle class upbringing. In terms of technology, I mean, probably the earliest technology was when we got a computer at home, right? Which was when I was probably maybe in my 8th standard or something like that. And it was interesting. Internet was something very interesting to see. Oh, you could see any website, you could see information. In fact, the other craze then was, तब ये आता था, मैगजीन आता था, okay, कंप्यूटर मैगजीन, एंड दे वुड कम विद सीडी ड्राइव्स.
सीडी आता था.
हाँ, तो वो प्राइज्ड पोजीशन था, तो पीछे के कवर में सीडी आता था, एंड यू कैन ऑन दो सीडीज यू विल गेट गेम्स.
यस,
राइट. इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. आज के यूथ को इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा होगा कि इंटरनेट स्पीड वाज स्मॉल. यू यूज्ड टू गेट लाइक किलोबाइट्स पर सेकंड. So even if you were to download a game, you couldn't do it.
Yes.
That's why there were physical copies being sent in these
CD-ROMs
CDs,
and stuff
CD-ROMs and so on. So we used to wait for kya game aayega is bar. We would load the game and play and so on. So I have a younger sister, she's a doctor. So we used to play all these games together and things like that. So that's where it started.
Yes.
But it was clear that in everybody's life, right, technology brings an entirely different dimension when it comes in, right? I learned programming in school itself. And we have sort of like learnt that you could sort of build very complex things suddenly with programs, right? That's the first time when somebody starts programming. We were in that time starting it only around 11th standard, very late in our education. But the first time you start programming, you're like, it opens a new dimension of creativity.
Absolutely.
You can build this, right? Yes. Before that, you would write poems, you would write stories, and then write programs. And that's a different
world opens up.
World opens up, yeah.
Beautiful. Then you join IIT Bombay. You join the electrical engineering stream. तो stream ने आपके future journey में contribute किया?
Absolutely. No, it was, by the way, every phase of life is very enriching, but IIT Bombay in particular, first though institute is a very good institute, and electrical department in particular in IIT Bombay. It's of course, it's usually a fight between departments, but electrical department was really very good professors. And मुझे ये लगता है कि आज के दिन में जो हम engineering करते हैं, आपके युवा दर्शक भी होंगे, engineering में आजकल ऐसा होता है sometimes that we try to think of disciplines as being very opinionated. यही पढ़ूंगा, ऐसा ही होता है, मैकेनिकल कर रहा हूँ, कंप्यूटर साइंस कर रहा हूँ. But I think it is good to have some generality. And मुझे लगता है कि इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग ऐसा डिसिप्लिन है जिसमें काफ़ी कुछ टच होता है, राइट? वी टच हार्डवेयर, हम ब्रेडबोर्ड जाके बनाते हैं, रेसिस्टर देखते हैं, so on. But we also learn coding because you need to code these systems. And you also learn math. क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग में बहुत लीनियर अलजीब्रा, डिफरेंशियल कैलकुलस, ये सब बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो ये एक बैलेंस्ड फाउंडेशन मिलता है जो इम्पॉर्टेंट इसलिए है क्योंकि विद AI we are going back to the roots. We are looking at the math behind programming, right? We are looking at linear algebra in a very different way. So I really benefited कि एक balanced, एक foundational learning मिलता है, and many good professors, many good memories from that time.
तो इस वक्त जो इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियर्स आपको देख रहे होंगे एंड दे वुड बी एक्साइटेड अबाउट दिस एआई वर्ल्ड, तो आपके एक दो क्या टिप्स होंगे फॉर देम?
नहीं, मेरे हिसाब से इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग टेल्स यू टू बी फुल स्टैक. आई थिंक दिस इज अ वर्ड मैं हमेशा यूज़ करता हूँ मेरे कंपनी में.
इसका क्या मतलब होता है?
हाँ, तो इसका ये मतलब होता है कि सी कंप्यूटिंग एंड इन जनरल इंजीनियरिंग एक कॉन्सेप्ट पे बना है जिसका होता है एब्स्ट्रैक्शंस. वी कांट बिल्ड अ कंप्यूटर which is using billions of lines of operating system code, which is using trillions of transistors, which is using I don't know how many atoms, right, of physics that is happening. ये पूरा एक साथ नहीं कर सकता कोई. So हम लोग engineering करते हैं with abstractions. हर कोई अपने अपने layer पे काम करता है, assuming something about the layer below, right? सॉफ्टवेयर कैसे बनाते हैं? वी डोंट नीड टू नो हाउ सिलिकॉन ट्रेवल्स और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन सिलिकॉन ट्रेवल टू राइट प्रोग्राम्स बिकॉज वी मेक एब्स्ट्रैक्शंस, राइट? फुल स्टैक का मतलब होता है कि यू अंडरस्टैंड द स्टैक बियॉन्ड व्हाट यू आर लुकिंग एट लिटिल बिट बेटर. तो नीचे क्या है, उसके ऊपर क्या है. सपोज आप सॉफ्टवेयर लिख रहे हैं, तो हाउ डज एन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम वर्क इन अ कंप्यूटर? कैसे चलता है? विंडोज़ कैसे काम करता है? लिनक्स कैसे काम करता है? अगर आप ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम कर रहे हैं, तो हाउ डज द चिप एक्चुअली वर्क?
ओके,
चिप में क्या होता है और रैम कैसे होता है? अगर आप चिप पे काम कर रहे हैं तो सिलिकॉन कैसे चलता है, राइट? सो देयर इज एन वैल्यू ऑफ दैट, एंड आई थिंक अभी वो एआई के साथ वो हो रहा है कि इट इज़, यू कांट थिंक ऑफ योरसेल्फ एज ओनली प्रॉम्प्टिंग मॉडल्स. मॉडल कैसे बना है, डेटा कैसे आता है, जीपीयू पे कैसे चलता है, ये सब वी कैन डिस्कस फर्दर. बट हाउ डज दिस स्टैक लुक लाइक? सो फुल स्टैक का मतलब होता है कि यू हैव अ ब्रॉडर विजन of the stack while knowing your specialization and working there.
तो आप ये कह रहे हो कि you be a master of one but be jack of all. मतलब हर चीज की understanding will help you.
Yes.
The more your understanding is 360, while you will have a domain that you kind of specialize in, the more broad based you are in terms of understanding, it will help you succeed in today's world.
Absolutely. In other words, your foundation should be broad.
Yes.
फाउंडेशन कैन नॉट बी नैरो. आपका स्पेशलाइजेशन नैरो हो सकता है, बट यू हैव टू इन्वेस्ट इन फाउंडेशंस बीइंग ब्रॉड. इसलिए मैं ये बोलूँगा क्योंकि समटाइम्स स्टूडेंट्स अर्ली इन देयर फर्स्ट ईयर, सेकेंड ईयर, दे स्टार्ट मेकिंग ऑलरेडी द चॉइसेस कि मैं ये कर रहा हूँ. समटाइम्स इट इज़ गुड क्योंकि समटाइम्स जो पढ़ाई होती है दैट इज़ नॉट वर्थ इट, राइट? बट समटाइम्स इट इज़ गुड टू फोकस एंड बिल्ड दैट फाउंडेशन.
दैट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. अच्छा, आईटी से आप पास आउट होते हैं and then you decide to pursue your PhD. स्विट्जरलैंड चले जाते हैं, तो वो दिन कैसे थे?
Beautiful place, by the way. 5 years in Switzerland.
Zurich में थे आप?
Zurich में था. Actually, I went to Switzerland in my undergrad days. मैंने internship किया था वहाँ पे. I had spent time looking at the place, seeing what is happening. Really liked the physical place itself, but also met people there. So I went back to Zurich for my PhD. It was a time of great learning again.
ये साल होगा 2009
से 14. 9 से 14, right? PhD is one of those things that you choose to do where you say that for the next 5 years you will work with one person, your guide, and you would really be closely associated with that. तो जैसे कि हमारे पुराने टाइम में जो गुरु शिष्य परंपरा थी, right? Where people were to go close to somebody, stay there and learn, right? We had that opportunity, and I was fortunate to have a guide who had deeper principles, wider canvas of thinking and so on. So I think really had good time solving deep problems in PhD. Also, of course, traveling in Europe and understanding how Europe works culturally and so on. So it was a great occasion. Actually, also interestingly, I spent time ज़्यूरिक में एक मंदिर है.
अच्छा?
एक इस्कॉन मंदिर है. So there was a period of time when I stayed in the ISKCON temple.
Wow.
And ये वहाँ के जो local German and other people who feel inclined वो आके रहते हैं, and वहाँ पे वो पूरे हमारे वेशभूषा में हमारे cuisine खाते हैं. It's a very nice environment right in the center of Zurich. So I spent a lot of time there as well.
Awesome. This was the time when AlexNet आया. तो ये AlexNet क्या था और उसका क्या रोल रहा है इन टुडेज AI?
इसके पहले मैं थोड़ा बैक ट्रैक करूँगा कि आपको बोलूँगा कि सॉफ्टवेयर कैसे लिखा जाता था जनरली इज दैट, और इवन टुडे वी इंस्ट्रक्ट अ कंप्यूटर to do certain things in a sequence and it does it. उसको सॉफ्टवेयर बोलते हैं. दिस इज सॉफ्टवेयर 1.0. तो हम बोलते हैं कि पहले सपोज इफ आई हैड टू राइट अ सॉफ्टवेयर फॉर मेकिंग अ वर्ड प्रोसेसर, जैसे कि माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड, तो मैं लिखता हूँ कि यहाँ पे ये मेनू है, यहाँ पे ये है, ऐसे ऐसे दिखाओ उसको. सो इट्स इंस्ट्रक्शनल टू द कंप्यूटर. A second kind of programming is when you don't say what to do to the computer, but you give lots of examples of good behavior, of correct behavior.
Okay.
Right? You're not saying what to do, but you're giving it examples of correct behavior. For example, अगर मैंने आपको एक इमेज दिखाया और मैंने पूछा कि उसमें इज देयर अ कैट और अ डॉग, राइट? इंस्टेड ऑफ टेलिंग यू हाउ टू फाइंड अ कैट एंड हाउ टू फाइंड अ डॉग बाय एन एल्गोरिथम, instead I will give you a million images of cats and dogs,
Okay.
and tell you which one is a cat, which one is a dog.
Acha.
Right? And then ask the model, or let us say the AI system, to learn from these patterns how to decide if a new image given is a cat or a dog. Okay, and this is a paradigm shift. We're not instructing what to do, but we're giving data of correct answers. Right? AlexNet was able to take the second paradigm of programming and do this at a large scale. Lot of data, complex problems, and larger models. Right? This area, this is generally the area of machine learning, a machine that learns. But AlexNet was able to scale it up.
Scale it up.
तो हमने क्या देखा है कि जब, एंड दिस इज कंटिन्यूड फॉर द नेक्स्ट 10-12 years नाउ आफ्टर एलेक्सनेट, जब हमने स्केल किया है सिस्टम्स को, ज़्यादा डेटा दिखाया है, ज़्यादा बड़ा मॉडल ट्रेन किया है, थिंग्स हैव इम्प्रूव्ड. एलेक्सनेट वाज अ स्टार्ट ऑफ दैट, कि स्केल करने पे एक्यूरेसी बढ़ता है.
और वहीं से डेटा की इंपॉर्टेंस बढ़ना शुरू हो गई.
Correct.
कि with the more data that you have, the more accurate your systems become.
करेक्ट. और
Very interesting.
वो डेटा की जो स्केल थी सडनली बहुत बड़ी हो गई, एंड द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ मच लार्जर, जो बिग डेटा बोलते हैं,
जी.
द नीड ऑफ बिगर एंड लार्जर डेटा सेट्स बिकम मोर इम्पोर्टेंट.
बहुत बढ़िया. अच्छा, फिर 2015 में आप लौट के आते हैं और आप IBM रिसर्च ज्वाइन करते हैं बैंगलोर में, और फिर वहाँ क्या होता है? वहाँ आप क्या इस फील्ड में और क्या क्या नई चीज़ें आप सीखते हैं?
See, I wanted to come back because I wanted to contribute in India. Research was an interesting area. So IBM research में क्या हुआ कि AlexNet जो आया था पहले as an academic effort in Stanford, it started to take shape. And when I came back to IBM research, we saw the various things that are happening. IBM research में Watson करके एक AI system IBM ने बनाया था, उसका क्या चल रहा है हमने देखा. We worked with variety of organizations across the world to see how these systems can be scaled out. But it was clear to me as I was doing this that deep learning, जो मैंने बोला मशीन लर्निंग का एग्जांपल दिया, डीप लर्निंग इज वेयर जो मॉडल हम ट्रेन करें वो बहुत बड़ा है. डीप इसलिए बोलते हैं कि उसमें बहुत सारे लेयर्स होते हैं. That started taking off, and I saw the value of that work at IBM itself.
तो यही जो आपने AlexNet बोला, इसको अगर हम 100 times मल्टीप्लाई कर दें, that becomes deep learning?
Exactly 100 नहीं बोल सकते. It can be even larger. I think the current models are multiple orders of magnitude larger. लेकिन हाँ, it's about scaling it up, right? And the important point was people were discovering new convictions that if you go even larger, it becomes even more accurate, even larger. तो उसका limit नहीं दिख रहा था तब, and that was a time when people were starting making these bets. OpenAI was formed around that time to go as a non-for-profit company to make something like this happen, right? तो तभी वो deep learning का conviction बन रहा था, and I was getting a chance to see that.
और आपको तब लग रहा था कि कुछ यही मेरा करियर होगा, मैं कंपनी इस पे करूंगा, या you were just going with the flow at that time?
एक कंपनी का तो आइडिया नहीं था. आई थिंक it was very clear that this is an area of interest. My PhD was focused a lot on accurate system design of systems. And IBM research, I was seeing the value of applying that at industrial scale. But it was clear that AI is the key thing, right? Deep learning was a key thing. And hence I wanted to go and take a foundational view of it. क्योंकि वो जब एरिया नया आता है, it is important to take a more educational view of it. And that's when I decided to also then join IIT Madras and teach that area.
2018 वाली बात थी. तो आपने you chose academics, और उसका रीजन ये था, you wanted to go deeper and understand it more.
Yes.
You know?
No, I think what probably people don't recognize is that the person in the classroom who is learning the most is the professor, right? तो वो पढ़ा रहा होता है, but
उसको पता नहीं होता.
नहीं, but the point is to prepare for 1 hour of lecture.
Yeah.
You have to study. You have to study for 10 hours, right? तो सबसे ज़्यादा उसकी भलाई होती है क्लास में, right? And that was, I think, the opportunity I was looking.
Awesome. And आपने around 50,000, 60,000 students को पढ़ाया उस दौरान?
So दो चीजें की. एक, we started, this was with a colleague called Mitesh Kapra. We started an effort called पढ़ाई, just a tongue in, मतलब वो पढ़ AI टाइप का हमने स्टार्ट किया. पढ़ AI टाइप से. क्या हो रहा था कि उस टाइम में ये डीप लर्निंग का हवा बहुत चल रहा था. उसके पहले डेटा साइंस का चल रहा था, फिर डीप लर्निंग आ गया. तो we were finding that market में people would have courses of 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees for a few hours of deep learning. So we didn't like that. There should be better options. And what the second point was, ये जो full stack वाला concept था कि लोग ऊपर कुछ कर रहे थे AI में. अभी भी वो चल रहा है, ऊपर prompt engineering कर रहे हैं. So and that was not sufficient. So we said that एक कोर्स पढ़ाते हैं, 60 hours का पढ़ाते हैं, बहुत लंबा कोर्स, कोई पढ़ाता ही नहीं है 60 hours का. So we started and recorded 60 hours of course, जिसमें application भी पढ़ाएंगे, मैथमेटिक्स भी पढ़ाएंगे या प्रोग्रामिंग भी पढ़ाएंगे, राइट? सो आई यूज्ड टू सिट एंड कोड ऑन द स्क्रीन, हाउ टू डू दिस एंड सो ऑन. एंड दैट कोर्स वी सेड विल मेक इट फॉर 1,000 rupees for a student because we had some cost to run it and so on. तो बहुत लोग आए, 50,000 students came and they took the course and it was a great experience.
Wow. और इसी दौरान मैं पढ़ रहा था कि 2 आर्किटेक्चर्स आए. एक आया BERT करके एक आर्किटेक्चर आया, एंड ऑल्सो ट्रांसफॉर्मर. तो ये क्या चीज थी और इन्होंने क्या AI को कैसे चेंज किया?
तो इसका थोड़ा टेक्निकल पॉइंट है, बट हमने बताया कि देयर इज दिस लर्निंग वाला कॉन्सेप्ट कि यू हैव टू गिव एग्जांपल्स विद डेटा टू लर्न. द सेकंड कॉन्सेप्ट वाज दैट डीप लर्निंग, जिसमें बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है मॉडल. लेकिन ये मॉडल में होता क्या है? ये मॉडल क्या कर रहा है कि डेटा को इनपुट लेता है, उसको कैसे ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है देखता है. तो ट्रांसफॉर्मर जो बना, it was a specific idea that came first. Transformer was a specific idea कि I want to decide कौन से piece of data को मैं attend करूं.
अच्छा.
Attention करके एक idea आया, which became then the transformer paper. कि if I am trying to model, let's say हमारी बातचीत ले लीजिए, I'm trying to model a particular word I'm saying. To model this word, I cannot do it in isolation. I have to also look at other data. But if you blindly looked at every data, it becomes very expensive.
Processing time
ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, right? तो attention idea was कि मैं जब इस word को देख रहा हूँ, मैं पहले decide करूँगा कि किस और word को मैं attend करूँगा.
अच्छा.
And then I will go and attend to them, right? So attention is all you need करके पेपर आया, इसने बताया कि you can scale, I mean you talked about scaling, you can scale deep learning further by this concept of attention, where you learn what to look at. ठीक है ना? जैसे कि आप cat वाला example ले लीजिए, तो मुझे देखना है कि ये cat है या नहीं है, right? I need to only attend to certain things, and that attention depends on what I'm trying to figure out at that particular time. So this was the idea, and this is an idea that has lasted many other attempts to find other such ideas, right? Even today, the primary sort of kernel that is there is the attention, right? And BERT was a specific model on top of it, which could do this in some bidirectional way and model language. So what do you mean by modeling language? If I tell you 5 words that I have spoken, can I predict the 6th word? And with what accuracy? That was what BERT was able to do, right? And it was successful at that stage. Of course, things have moved on from there, but attention as an idea continues to remain.
तो इसका जो, अगर मैं एक सिंपल टर्म में इसका इम्पैक्ट ये देखूं कि अगर पेजेस एंड पेजेस ऑफ डेटा अगर हम किसी मशीन में फीड करते हैं, नाउ विद दिस न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी इट विल बी एबल टू रीड इट फास्टर एंड प्रोसेस इट फास्टर as compared to the earlier computers, because now it will choose 1 or 2 words and then quickly start predicting ki what is written. ये ऐसा कुछ है?
You're right, but the way to think about it is that model फिर भी बहुत बड़ा हो सकता है. It might take a lot of time. The question is model के अंदर जो components हैं वो efficient कैसे बनाएं? उनको efficient करने के लिए हम attention डालते हैं. Model could still be big. आज के जैसे models हैं वो पैरामीटर्स के हिसाब से उनकी साइज को ये करते हैं, मेजर करते हैं, वो बिलियंस ऑफ पैरामीटर्स होते हैं, राइट? सो मॉडल्स आर ह्यूज, बट द अंडरलाइंग कर्नल्स आर ऑल अटेंशन बेस्ड, व्हिच मेक्स इट एफिशिएंट.
फिर 2019 में आप मितेश के साथ AI फॉर भारत को फाउंड करते हो, तो उसके पीछे क्या थॉट था?
नहीं जी, हमेशा ये था कि बाय द वे IIT Bombay gave me this builder bug. Right? I understood that we have to build stuff, right? And I understood things formally in my PhD, right? But there's always the underlying thing कि we need to do something for the country, right? And I don't know when it took full shape and form, but it was clear that that should be the main focus, right? That we should build for the country.
And were there any people who inspired you, या अंदर से ही वो चीज़ आ रही थी, या कोई ऐसा मोमेंट था जिसकी वजह से ये लगा?
See, there is this, there's this immense pride on the culture of the nation, right? That, I mean, after seeing the world, there's nothing that compares to our philosophical depth, right? That part is clear, right? So there's a natural sense of this is where we belong, right? But what was also clear is that we need to build, because otherwise, जो physical manifestation hai, that also needs to be up to the mark to the underlying things,
That's
right?
true.
So building was important, right? Of course, many people have read various people and understand the work. Take, for example, Sarabhai, right? He was very influential in various things. One of the things he said was, we should be second to none in ensuring that the value of technology is useful to the common man, right? We may be a little bit behind on building some tech and all that because of certain structures of innovation and so on. But we should be second to none in ensuring it is valuable for the common man.
The impact that it's creating for the common.
I think that is the guiding principle. So AI for Bharat was from that thought process. Ki, how do we do AI in India for India, right? So that was that. That's when it started, because we saw that deep learning was taking over, right? And you could build things quickly.
And initially bootstrap था?
हाँ, तो हमने पढ़ाई से कुछ जमा किया, then we used that to start AI for Bharat. It was a lab in IIT Madras, right? And a lot of enthusiastic students were the volunteers there, blood and sweat, has created AI for Bharat.
And languages पे focus कब आया?
नहीं, तो पहले हमने क्या किया, वी हैड अ फेल्ड अटेम्प्ट. सो फर्स्ट व्हाट वी सेड इज, चलो सबको बोलते हैं कि AI for Bharat कर रहे हैं, एंड इफ यू हैव सम आइडिया प्लीज टेल अस, वी विल डू इट. तो हमने एक ओपन कॉल किया, बहुत लोगों ने लिखा, एंड फिर हमने स्टार्ट किया. लेकिन ये ओपन इनोवेशन जमा नहीं, राइट? बिकॉज एन पीपल आर जोग्राफिकली स्प्रेड आउट एंड सो ऑन, इट डजंट वर्क. सो वी सेड देन लेट अस फोकस इंटरनली विद इन IIT Madras and build it. And we said let us pick language. We got to pick one area. We started initially agriculture करते, healthcare करते, education करते, and then we made a khichdi out of it, right? And then we said let us focus on language, and because it is a core fundamental horizontal to this, and that's how it started.
और फिर आपने इंडिक ट्रांस बिल्ड किया, तो वो क्या था? व्हाट वाज इंडिक ट्रांस, और उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट रहा?
So as you know, you would like to translate between one language and another, and translation has been a very classical problem. कि हिंदी में कुछ बोल रहा हूँ, उसका अनुवाद कीजिए आप हिंदी, आप अंग्रेजी में, मराठी में, etc. That's a classical problem. That problem was solved in earlier techniques of classical machine learning. हम चाहते थे कि इसको डीप लर्निंग अप्रोच लो. एंड कमिंग बैक टू व्हाट वी सेड अर्लियर, डीप लर्निंग इज बिग मॉडल्स रिक्वायर लॉट ऑफ डेटा. So we took an engineering approach where we said that we can go and create lots and lots of translation data, not by manually going and translating it, but by looking at the internet, okay, and finding some 2 sentences on the internet that mean the same thing. मान लीजिए कुछ प्रेस रिलीज हुआ है और वो हिंदी में भी है और इंग्लिश में भी है, तो वहां से मैंने उठा लिया 2 sentences. तो बड़े पैमाने पे millions of sentences can we get from online, because it was always bottlenecked with the human effort involved, right? We were able to do that. My first student, in fact, at IIT Madras, he's working to now in NVIDIA, was on how do we crawl the web and get data in Indian languages, right? And such things that then eventually go and create Indic Trans.
तो ये जब आप लैंग्वेजेस की दुनिया में उतरे, तो क्या इनसाइट्स थे, क्या लर्निंग्स हुए, क्या चीज़ें आपके थिंकिंग में बदली when you got into this world?
Firstly, we proved that we can do it, right? See, we were a small lab. We didn't have funding at that time. बड़े companies जैसे Google and all that, we were able to show that our models can be more accurate than models from Google. So we were able to show that this works.
This works.
That data लो तो ये कर सकते हैं.
And आप Google Translate से बेहतर कर रहे थे.
Yeah, we were able to show that our models are on par and in some languages better than Google Translate, models from Microsoft and so on, right? And so this hypothesis that data scale करो, तो hard problems को solve कर सकते हैं. That we were able to showcase, right? We were also able to appreciate, having said that, appreciate the value of further cultural representation of data. तो हम तो नॉर्मल सेंटेंस कर लेते थे, लेकिन मुहावरा कैसे ट्रांसलेट करेंगे, राइट? दोज आर द काइंड्स ऑफ थिंग्स. देन वी आल्सो रियलाइज द नीड फॉर representing our languages more digitally. तो AI for भारत में हमने एक बड़ा अभियान स्टार्ट किया on creating data at scale. Luckily we got funding from Nandan Nilekani ji, जो एक स्टेप फाउंडेशन चलाते हैं, and also from the government of India as part of the Bhashini project.
अच्छा.
To do the data management around this. तो आज
तो इस तरीके का सपोर्ट भी सरकार से मिलता है. जैसे ये बताइए कैसे हुआ, हाउ डिड दिस हैपन?
नहीं, भारतीय सरकार का मेटी के अंडर देयर इज अ प्रोजेक्ट कॉल्ड भाषिनी जो बहुत सालों से चल रहा है, एंड इट इज इंटेंशन इज टू बिल्ड AI फॉर इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस. तो एज IIT मद्रास वी वर देन एबल टू राइट अ प्रपोजल दैट हम डेटा कलेक्ट करेंगे इंडियन लैंग्वेज. हम देखा था कि डेटा का वैल्यू क्या है, एंड वी रोट अ प्रपोजल, वी गॉट अप्रूवल, एंड देन वी कैन गेट रिसोर्सेज. ऐसा होता है, एंड इन फैक्ट द गवर्नमेंट फंड्स अ लॉट ऑफ रिसर्च.
एंड कितना आसान होता है ये चीज़ करना? जैसे आपने कहा कि मैंने अप्लाई किया, आपने किया और मिल गया, तो अब बहुत सारे हमारे व्यूअर्स ये जानना चाहेंगे कि क्योंकि सरकार जब आप सोचते हो तो आपको लगता है पता नहीं होगा, नहीं होगा, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट यूज्ड टू दैट. बट हाउ इजी वाज इट फॉर यू?
No, I would say that firstly, the government supports a lot of research, right? And there is a lot of interest, and ये तो ज़्यादा होते गया है in the last few years. There's a lot of interest to support innovation in the country, right? Often there is a process रहता है, अप्लाई करो, डेट आता है, कुछ रिव्यू प्रोसेस होता है, पार फॉर द कोर्स. मेरे हिसाब से वी शुड नॉट इन द कंट्री राइट नाउ, एंड प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने भी जब मीटिंग हुआ कल बोला उन्होंने, अभी देश में ताकत है, वी कैन फंड, मनी इज नॉट द कंस्ट्रेंट राइट नाउ. अगर किसी के पास आइडिया है, द राइट इंटेंशन एंड डायरेक्शन है, आई थिंक द गेटिंग एक्सेस टू रिसर्च फंड्स इन द कंट्री इज नॉट अ लिमिटेशन.
दैट्स वेरी एनकरेजिंग टू हियर. क्या बात है. तो सरकार से भी फंडिंग मिल जाती है. फिर क्या होता है?
नहीं, वी स्केल्ड अप AI फॉर भारत. हमने 22 भारतीय लैंग्वेजेस के लिए डेटा कलेक्ट किया. आज के दिन में भी करीबन 300 लोग काम करते हैं AI फॉर भारत में टू कंटिन्यू टू क्रिएट डेटा. द हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस टू AI कोश, जो हमारा अभी एक ओपन सोर्स रिपोजिटरी है हमारे देश में ऑफ डेटा सेट्स एंड मॉडल्स, उसमें AI फॉर भारत से आता है.
थोड़ा आप सिंपल तरीके से समझाएंगे क्या है AI कोश?
सो आपने कोश का मतलब होता है कि रिपोजिटरी.
हो
तो किसी को भी कुछ AI में करना हो, उनको क्या रॉ मटेरियल चाहिए? एक चाहिए डेटा चाहिए ताकि वो अपने मॉडल्स बना सकें. दूसरा चाहिए मॉडल्स चाहिए, AI मॉडल्स जो उनको यूज कर सके. फॉर एग्जांपल एक मॉडल से मैं जो भी हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, इफ समबडी वांट्स टू ट्रांसक्राइब इट, टू पुट अ सबटाइटल, दे नीड अ मॉडल, एंड दैट इज अ वॉइस ट्रांसक्रिप्शन मॉडल और स्पीच रिकॉग्निशन मॉडल. सो यू ईदर नीड मॉडल्स और यू नीड डेटा सेट्स. AI कोश में जो कुछ भी ओपन सोर्स हुआ है डेटा में या मॉडल्स में, people can submit and others can download.
Oh, awesome.
Not only open source, but even some proprietary data sets can be kept there, which under certain permissions you can get.
You can unlock them.
You can unlock, right? And the government is putting a lot of effort to make data sets available to innovators.
Very interesting. फिर आप Microsoft Research ज्वाइन करते हैं और फिर वहाँ आप विवेक से मिलते हैं शायद.
विवेक से हम लोग AI फॉर भारत में ही काम कर रहे थे. आई कंटिन्यूड वर्किंग एट AI फॉर भारत वाइल हैविंग अ डुअल एफिलिएशन टू माइक्रोसॉफ्ट रिसर्च. उससे क्या हुआ कि आई गॉट अ सेंस ऑफ इंटरनेशनल स्टेज में क्या हो रहा था एट दैट टाइम, बिकॉज इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू कीप टैब्स व्हाट इज हैपनिंग. एंड माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का OpenAI के साथ भी कुछ कोलैबोरेशन था, सो वी वर एबल टू सी व्हाट इज हैपनिंग विद ChatGPT. ये सब आ रहा था, सो द डेवलपमेंट्स वर हैपनिंग एंड सो ऑन. So that was a good experience. I was continuing to run AI for Bharat with Mitesh. उसको scale up कर रहे थे और Microsoft से भी support आया and so on, right? But in that place, I got a sense of that this whole ChatGPT thing is coming. और उन्होंने prove किया था कि और ज़्यादा scale करने पे और ज़्यादा abilities आती है models में. तो वो देखा तो विवेक वॉज अ लॉन्ग टाइम कोलैबोरेटर. लिटिल बिट अबाउट माई को फाउंडर विवेक. वो उनके शब्दों में 15 साल से वॉलंटियर थे. उन्होंने आधार में पहले दिन से वो चीफ आर्किटेक्ट रहे हैं. उन्होंने आधार का जो सिस्टम है उन्होंने खुद बनाया है. टिल टुडे ही कंटिन्यूज टू बी एसोसिएटेड. UPI, NPCI, सुप्रीम कोर्ट, GST, इन सब में वो एडवाइजर रह चुके थे. सो ही वॉज इन द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स डोमेन. वो बड़ा कंपनी चलाते थे सिनॉप्सिस करके US में. ही केम बैक एंड ही कंट्रीब्यूटेड टू इंडियाज टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांटेज, राइट. तो वी बोथ सेड कि ये सब हो रहा है, ChatGPT वगैरह चल रहा है, वी हैव टू टेक अ सॉलिड शॉट एट इट. एंड हम क्या कर रहे थे कि हम फिलैंथ्रोपी एंड गवर्नमेंट फंडिंग पे कर रहे थे. बट इट वॉज क्लियर दैट ये era of AI will require even venture capital, bigger funding, right? So we went out there and said, can we raise venture capital to build a deep tech company in India? And luckily there were well-meaning investors जिन्होंने बोला कि करते हैं.
और ये कौन सा साल था?
2023.
2023.
Yeah.
और फिर आपने, I think you raised $41 million, which was a big, one of the largest AI fundraisers in India.
Yes, we were lucky to raise that, and mainly because of the opportunity that India presents, right? India is a large country. India is going to be growing at speed. So from that point of view, I think that was the representation and responsibility we carried in that fundraise.
ये जो इंडिया के फाउंडेशनल मॉडल्स बनाना कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है? इसकी सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है?
सो हम जो बात कर रहे हैं कि ये जो मॉडल्स को बड़ा बनाया गया ओवर टाइम टू स्केल अप, राइट. दे स्केल्ड अप टू सच अ साइज दैट द कॉस्ट ऑफ बिल्डिंग देम वर वेरी हाई, राइट. एंड सो फॉर सम टाइम इट वाज बिलीव्ड दैट कि इंडिया को मॉडल्स ट्रेन नहीं करना चाहिए क्योंकि बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है, राइट. बट व्हाट माय पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, एंड दिस इज Sarvam's point of view and why we started the company, this is so foundational a technology that we cannot say that we will not participate in, राइट. मान लीजिए कि हम 1800s में हैं और हमने देखा कि स्टीम इंजन किसी ने बनाया है, राइट. इफ़ वी सेड दैट ठीक है भाई वो स्टीम इंजन उसके पास है, हम कपास देते उसको, वो हमें बना के दे देगा कपड़ा, राइट. एंड ही इज़ हैविंग ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ मिल्स एटसेट्रा बिकॉज इज रनिंग इट स्टीम इंजन, राइट. It was somehow felt that LLMs are like that. Only 2 people in the world or 5 people in the world build it, and everybody else should give data to them, and we get back intelligence. We export data, we get intelligence, right? And I think in a way that is true, maybe for short periods of time when there is a technological advantage. But इतना important technology है कि हमें खुद का भी बनाना पड़ेगा, right? We cannot be strategically vulnerable.
तो उसका नुकसान तो होगा ही होगा.
So that is one part. That is the economic argument. The second argument is we need to develop the talent to play the game. The game has just begun in AI, and we need to have the talent in the country to play this game, win it, play the next game, and so on. This is a forever game. It's a post-AI world now. So we need to have the talent, we need to have the economic muscle to have a company that can build this. So to me, the arguments for India का LLM होना चाहिए, नहीं होना चाहिए, तो मतलब obvious है, होना ही होना चाहिए. Not everybody needs to build it. Many people should be using what is out there, but some people should be fighting and building this out.
और फिर सरकार ने आपको सेलेक्ट किया टू बिल्ड इंडियाज़ फर्स्ट सॉवरेन LLM. तो वो कैसे हुआ और उससे जुड़ी क्या आपके मोमेंट्स है, क्या याद है?
ये अंडर इंडिया AI मिशन आता है, जो एक बहुत ही एम्बिशियस और फॉरवर्ड लुकिंग प्रोजेक्ट है गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का, विच इज़ टू पुट इंडिया इन द मैप ऑफ AI. तो उसके अंतर्गत फाउंडेशन मॉडल बिल्डिंग का एक प्रपोजल आया, कैन यू बिल्ड मॉडल्स, ओपन कॉल था. And I remember we sat, and it was a very, what is interesting, and this is I think the idea about how India is changing. Typically when government says I want to do X, वो ओवर स्पेसिफाई करते हैं कि ये मुझे चाहिए, आप करके दे दो. बट इन सम एरियाज लाइक AI, द गवर्नमेंट सेड सी वी डोंट फुली अंडरस्टैंड, राइट. आई विल हैव एन ओपन कॉल विच इज ओपन एंडेड, आप बताओ क्या करना चाहते हो, राइट. एंड आई थिंक दैट इज शोज टू द फोरसाइट ऑफ द एंटायर गवर्नमेंट एंड द लीडरशिप अबाउट हाउ दे आर थिंकिंग अबाउट इट. सो वी देन हैड टू डिसाइड क्या करेंगे, राइट. इट वाज एन इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग, यू हैड टू डिसाइड.
The ball is in your court.
In your court. So we made proposal about, hey, not only should we be building models, first of all, what models to build, what sizes to build, what languages to build, what audio में बनाना है, text में बनाना है, vision में बनाना है, but also what applications to build and how to ensure that the applications are useful for India's population. So it was an interesting creative process. तो हमने वो लिखा and fortunately we were selected and we got a chance to then build this model.
और जब आपको ये मौका मिला तो आपको GPUs मिले, है ना? तो क्या चीज़ें आपको मिली सरकार की तरफ से, क्या हेल्प मिला टू बिल्ड दिस?
See, one of the main raw materials of building this model, 3-4 है. एक है कि आपको डेटा चाहिए बहुत बड़े पैमाने पे. Just to give you a sense, हमने roughly 18 trillion tokens का इस्तेमाल किया है. Just to give you a sense what that means, it is roughly as much text as is there in 1,000 crore books. 1,000 crore books में जितना टेक्स्ट होता है उतना चाहिए टू बी एबल टू ट्रेन दिस मॉडल. एक तो डेटा चाहिए. सेकेंड, यूनिट कंप्यूट. इस पे आपको पावरफुल GPU जैसे मशीन्स चाहिए जिस पे हम लोग ये मॉडल ट्रेन कर सकें. Thirdly, of course, you need talent who can do this stuff, who can take this data and train the model. And finally, you need access to language experts, experts in a domain which can guide the model. कि ये सही है, ये गलत है, and so on, right? So what the government was able to help us was with the compute. And because we wanted to make it a sovereign effort, हम चाहते थे कि जब इंडिया में GPU आए तब करें, right? So, though the grant was awarded earlier, we waited for compute to be ready in India, and then were able to get access to that compute and scale it out. The government का support compute पे था.
See, and I think government ने around 38,000 GPUs national computing के लिए वो किए, and they also come at subsidized costs. Is that true?
Yes. So two things. One is that as part of India AI mission, ये जो मॉडल ट्रेनिंग का जो मैं बात कर रहे थे वो एक पिलर है. दूसरा पिलर है कंप्यूट, where they enable and sort of like support companies to put infrastructure in the country. तो उसके अंतर्गत I think they have lots of people who have applied, and as you said 38,000 GPUs are today available in the country, right, which are available at rates that are lower than international base prices, which enables startups etc. to access them and get benefits. So the government is definitely supporting usage of these GPUs.
एक और एस्पेक्ट जो मैं देखता हूँ जो बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है, विच इज दिस ग्लोबल कैपेबिलिटी सेंटर्स. बहुत सारे 1800 से ज़्यादा खुल गए, 1800 से ज़्यादा खुल गए. फॉर द यंग इंडियंस, व्हाट डज दिस मीन? ये क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी है और उसके लिए उन्हें क्या 2-3 चीज़ें करनी चाहिए सो दैट दे कैन यूटिलाइज दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी?
See, these are examples of good companies from different parts of the world coming to India because India has talent, right? And this talent जो होता है वो across the board होता है, variety of things. Data science किसी कोई कर पाता है, somebody is able to accounting better and so on. But I think a growing number of these GCCs will locate to India because of India's AI talent, right? और मेरे हिसाब से AI will become a primary skill to have, no matter whether you are doing development, whether you are doing some kind of product management, whether you are doing some kind of strategy work. ये एक common theme बन जाएगा. I think people are experiencing it. तो मुझे लग रहा है कि if somebody is thinking about, if you're studying today and you're thinking about workplace opportunities, right? India leveraging its talent pool to deliver high-end AI-based services and AI-based skills to these global companies will be a real opportunity, right? And I believe that many of these GCCs आज के account पे काफ़ी सारे AI focused हैं. So that will also be something that you will see a trend.
About 500 of them actually are AI focused.
I see.
तो ये बहुत बड़ा मौका है हमारे यंग इंडियंस के लिए. दिस वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. 3 things जो आपको लगता है which the government has helped us ace our AI game. 3 things.
See, firstly, I think it's a little bit of a simple answer, but I think intent. See, the government doesn't need to do all of these things. It's, in fact, deciding what government does and not do is important, right? तो उन्होंने intent दिखाया to set up India AI mission, to put it in a big way, cabinet approval वगैरह आया. Second is to incentivize compute in the country. I cannot stress enough how the innovation capabilities of countries, companies and even communities will depend on access to compute. going ahead, if you have compute, you can do stuff, right? तो उन्होंने वो incentivize किया. And third is this pillars around foundation models, pillars around applications, pillars around ethical AI. हर pillar को अच्छे से define करके there have been leaders across the country who have been identified who are running them, right? आप models के बात कर रहे थे, लेकिन ethical AI is also one thing, ensuring that AI is actually correct, responsibly used, fairly being built, and so on. So I think they have done a great job in orchestrating this.
So, top 3 innovations by India in the field of AI.
I wouldn't want to name the company specifically, but I think, for example, we are doing some very good work in face recognition. You must have seen, all of you would have seen DigiYatra. You just walk through it, just works, right? It's great work happening. In fact, it got the Prime Minister's Award in technology this year. Another example is what is happening in healthcare. There's some very good work done by companies on modeling images, etc., that come out in healthcare, modeling prescriptions. We do not know this enough, but even pharma companies today, they have very good tech around what is happening in AI. And I think the third thing I would say is the work that has been done in language AI, and to ensure that language is a bridge, not a barrier, right? And a bunch of things, various people have been contributing to that.
3 strengths India can leverage to win the AI race.
First is the fact that we have a population that will adopt good stuff, right? So we have a user base which we should leverage. The second is that we will innovate in India to maximize efficiency, right? What works here is usually efficient stuff, which we can then take to the world, right? So India is a good benchmark testing ground to prove that you can do things efficiently. And I think third is that India का जो opportunity है, which is around our physical infrastructure, is still coming up, right? It's done really well, but it's coming up. But we have huge needs: education, healthcare, finance. We have huge needs, but we have good digital infrastructure. We have telephone, I think probably the largest data consumption globally happening in the country. So that provides a great opportunity, right? And I think that mix India should leverage, and we can win on that.
What do you think is the strength of an Indian engineer? What are the things that he should leverage to become a global player?
Yeah, I mean, one is hard work, right? nothing beats hard work. In fact, I like this. I just heard this yesterday. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, said, right? Somebody asked him, "What did you learn in your early years?" He said, "I learned to suffer." Right? And I think it's something that goes less said in any field of work, right? You have to suffer to really succeed, right? And I think we in the country, I think there's a lot of hard work that people do. So Indian engineer, I think, staying dogged to something and making it work. Second is, I think we are fairly creative as people, right? And I think I see that in the work that I see with various things that we are doing. And just quickly learning and adopting new things. AI is not about what you know, right? It's how fast you can learn. So I think Indian engineers should really focus on the rate of learning. Yeah.
Okay, time for a rapid fire round.
Okay.
All right. Code or classroom?
Code.
IIT Bombay Hostel or ETH Zurich Lab?
IIT Bombay Hostel.
Debugging at 2 p.m. or investor pitch at 9 a.m.?
Debugging at 2 p.m. Yeah.
Python or C++?
Python.
Research paper or product launch?
Product launch.
English first AI or language first AI?
Language first AI, yes.
Open source or closed model?
Open source.
Best motivation during all-nighters?
It works at the end of it.
One thing India has that Silicon Valley doesn't?
Positivity.
Wow. Can you emphasize on that?
As I've been saying, right? See, frankly, I think as a country, we are very positive, right? We've seen enough in our history, and I think we are very resilient, right? And I think as the things happen dramatically faster in the decades to come, I think that is what will see us through.
If not AI, what would be Pratyush building?
Something on philosophy.
And when you say philosophy, what do you mean?
Whatever, right? I mean, the country is rich in all forms of philosophy, so would love to be reading and whatever, writing up on that. Yeah.
Superb. One line for young Indian AI builders.
Just do it.
Superb. Pratyush, Viksit Bharat 2047, has been envisioned by the Honorable Prime Minister. It's a central roadmap for guiding India's mission towards making it a completely, fully developed nation. Everyone needs to contribute to this. As a deep tech entrepreneur, how do you see yourself contributing, your sector contributing to this?
See, I definitely feel a great sense of responsibility that in the coming 2 decades, we will have the chance to build foundational stuff in the country. It's really a nation building opportunity that we have for 2 reasons. One is we are all clear that it is a technology driven world now. Technology pradhan hai, har cheez mein jo hum karte hain, right? The second thing is that our country is still building. We are still work in progress, right? And it's a great time now. We have the conviction in the country. Take, for example, entrepreneurship. A middle class person can proudly say I'm an entrepreneur. It was not the case 3-4 decades back.
That's
right?
true.
And I think this is the time to build.
Yeah.
And I think India will have a real opportunity to lead the world. And I really believe in the Prime Minister's vision that by 2047 we should build a Viksit Bharat.
Your message to the young Indians?
This is the time to buckle up and contribute to building the nation, right? A nation does not get created by some ideas. It gets created by people who work hard and make it happen. This is the time when we should put all the energies that we have towards that direction.
Okay, Pratyush, we have questions from our young audience. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, hang on.
Good morning, sir. My question is that how should students plan their careers when the job market looks very different in just 5 years?
Yeah, that's a very, very pertinent question. I think as we were talking about it, you need to focus on a broad foundation, not be affected too much by how things are changing. Build your foundation strong, and then be agile in having a continuous learning mindset for doing what is working in that particular time. The world is going to rapidly change, right? We have to prepare for it.
Hello sir, so my question is, what is the one AI opportunity in India that students should be excited about but they are not paying enough attention to it?
So one AI opportunity, there are many opportunities. One that I'm thinking of now is AI will get delivered through what are called AI factories. These are large data centers with GPUs and so on. Running an AI factory will require lots of high quality technical caliber. And there's not enough happening in terms of preparing ourselves for it. And I would see that in the years to come, that will become an important area.
Hi sir, my name is Keshav Agarwal and my question is, AI feels very complex from the outside. If you are a student today, what is the right place to start learning without getting overwhelmed?
That's a good question. I mean, depends. Firstly, please find good teachers, right? I think that's where it starts rather than you can also self-learn, but find the right teacher who has an approach. I think there are 2 broad approaches. One, you can go application backwards. कि AI से क्या बना सकते हैं? फिर you go deeper into कैसे deconstruct it. The other is you go from understanding the foundations of how does data look like, how does these models train, and go forwards from there, right? But start somewhere and then go deeper and have a broader perspective of it.
Hi sir, here's my question. With new models and tools coming out every month, how should students deal with the constant feeling of being late to the AI wave?
Yeah, this FOMO is always there, right? We all have it. There's always some new tool out there. No, I think that will be an important human skill going ahead, dealing with the rapid change. But all tools are good. Leverage AI incessantly. Use it for learning. Use it for things that you are doing. And as you do, what is more important is you get smarter faster than the AIs get smarter.
Pratyush, it was absolutely fantastic to be in conversation with you. Such powerful insights, so much to learn, and you said it with such humility. It was
Thank
a
you.
learning.
It was
Thank you
an
so
absolute
much.
pleasure. Thank you.
you.
Thanks.